Hey everyone, so in my lecture on why do we need or why do we study inner products, in that session I asked you a question that how to find angle between the matrices. If you have missed that lecture, my strong suggestion is please have a look, link is there in the description. And today in this session we are going to see the answer to this. So if you have two matrices and if you want to find angle between those two matrices, then question is how will you find the angle? Okay, so for vectors you know that there is a dot product, and as we saw in our lecture on inner product, so the generalization of dot product is nothing but inner product. And if I want to find angle between two vectors in an arbitrary vector space, then cos theta is nothing but inner product of v comma w upon norm of v into norm of w. So this is the formula to find the angle between the two vectors, say v and w, where v and w are in my arbitrary vector space v. Okay, so whenever there is a question on angle in arbitrary vector space, you should know what is the inner product. If you don't know what is the inner product, you can't proceed. Okay, so let's define an inner product on matrices. So let me take my vector space to be the collection of all. Instead of going for m cross n matrices, let me take this particular 2 cross 3, the one which I wrote A and B. Okay, so that's good for your understanding purpose. So this is my collection of all 2 cross 3 matrices plus an normal scalar multiplication. We know that this forms a vector space. And now I want to define an inner product from V cross V to R. So what is a good number associated to matrix? One of them is a trace. Okay, so you take any two matrices, say A and B, and you define its inner product. So we define inner product of AB as trace of A into B transpose. So if I define this as a function from V cross V to R, then the first question, does this forms an inner product? If it forms, then only you can use this formula. Okay, is this output a real number? Yes. AB transpose is a matrix. Trace is nothing but the sum of the diagonal entries. Therefore it's a real number. But even before that, is this a square matrix? Then only you can talk about the trace, right? So yes, it's a square matrix because A is a matrix of order 2 cross 3. Your B is a matrix. B transpose is a matrix of order 3 cross 2. So when you do AB transpose, you get a matrix of order 2 cross 2. It's a square matrix. So trace makes sense. Okay, so that's the first thing to observe. So now what is the trace in this scenario? Okay, so let me write down the trace for a 2 cross 3 matrix for this map, and then we will try to see whether it satisfies the properties or not. So this is how in general a 2 cross 3 matrix will look like. So this is my A and this is my B matrix. So if I do A into B transpose, so A into B transpose, so when I do the multiplication, this is my first entry. This is something, I'm not interested because ultimately I want to find the trace. So I have found this entry with this and this multiplication, and the last entry by this and this multiplication. So this is my AB transpose. So what would be the trace? The sum of the diagonal entries. So these 3 components plus these 3 components. This is my trace. Now you can write in the compact form. So if you observe A11, B11, A12, B12, 13, 13, 21, 21. So this is summation Aij into Bij, where I is what? I is 1 and 2, that is the number of rows. So where I is going from 1 to 2, if you want you can write 2 summation also. So summation 1 for I is going from 1 to 2, and where is your J going? So J is 1, 2 and 3, that is the number of columns. So J is 1, 2, 3. So this is what our trace is when we are in the world of 2 by 3 matrices. My suggestion is you try to prove the same thing for m n cross n. So when you're in the world of matrices which are of order m cross n, so in that case the function, your trace will be I will go from 1 to m and j will go from 1 to n. Okay, rest the same thing. Whatever I am going to do for 2 cross 3, the same thing holds for m cross n. So this will change to m and this will change to n. So my suggestion is give a try for this as well. Okay, so now we know that this is our map, and now we want to show that this satisfies the properties of inner product. So let's go one by one. So what was the first property? So let me write it down over here once again. your AB transpose is summation Aij, Bij, J is running from 1 to 3, I is running from 1 to 2. The first property we want to prove that inner product of A comma A is always greater equals 0, right? But what is inner product of A comma A? It is trace of A transpose, which is summation, my I is going from 1 to 2, J is going from 1 to 3. This is Aij into Aij. What is Aij into Aij? It is Aij square. So this is nothing but A11 square plus A12 square plus A13 square. So then you go for 2. A21 square, A22 square plus A23 square. So this is the trace of A transpose, and since we are adding the squares, all the squares are non-negative, so their addition is non-negative. So yes, inner product of A comma A is greater or equal 0. Okay, what is the second one? Inner product, if your A is 0, if your A is a 0 matrix, all the entries are 0, so obviously your inner product will be 0. Why? Because what is inner product of AA? It is trace of A into A transpose. But what is A into A transpose? It's a 0 matrix, and trace of 0 matrix is 0. So if A is a 0 matrix, trace inner product of A is 0. Conversely, if the inner product is 0, will my A be 0? So if my inner product is 0, that means what? All these terms are 0. So all these terms is equal to 0. So see, all of them are square, so none of them is a negative. So if all of them are 0, that means what? Your all Aij square is 0, where I is going from 1 to 2 and J is going from 1 to 3. So Ai square is 0, that means what? Aij is 0. That means what? All entries are 0. That means what? My A is a 0 matrix. So therefore this map, the trace, satisfies the first two properties. Now let's go for the remaining properties. Now let's go for the linearity. So our inner product is nothing but the trace, which is nothing but this. If you are proving for general, make sure I will go from 1 to m, J will go from 1 to n. The same changes over here as well. So what is inner product of A plus B comma C? By definition it is trace of, so actually I should write one more step. This is trace of A plus B into C transpose, right, by the definition. But what is this? This is equal to this summation of Aij plus Bij into Cij by definition. And I will go from 1 to 2, J will go from 1 to 3. Then you take thisCij's inside. Now since the sum is finite, you can split the summation. Okay, it's not always easy for infinite summation, but yeah, for finite summation you can always split. This is nothing but trace of AC transpose. This is trace of BC transpose, which is nothing but inner product of AC plus inner product of BC. So therefore this map satisfies the linearity property as well. Now let's go for the fourth property, so which is nothing but the symmetric. Okay, so inner product of AB is what? Trace of AB transpose, but this is nothing but Aij into Bij, but these are real numbers, so they commute. So Aij Bij is same as Bij Aij, but what is this? This is trace of BA transpose, which is nothing but inner product of BA. So this inner product also satisfies the symmetry property. Now let's go for the last one. And the last one is the scalar property. So you can take out the scalar outside. So what is inner product of lambda A plus B, where lambda is a real number? It is trace of lambda A B transpose, but by definition this is lambda Aij into Bij. Lambda is a number, so you can take out lambda outside. And what is this? Trace of AB transpose, which is inner product of AB. So therefore this forms an inner product on the world of matrices. Okay, so good. We have got an inner product on the world of matrices, and therefore this M23 with plus multiplication and this inner product, this collection, this forms an inner product space. So whenever you are able to define an inner product on vector space, then such a space is called as an inner product space. Okay, cool. Now let's jump to our initial question. We had two matrices, right? I don't remember. I think it was 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I think B was 1 4 I think 7 7 3 2. I think this was the matrix. Anyways, even if this is not the matrix, suppose you have two matrices A and B and you want to find the angle between A and B. Okay, so what you do, you first find the inner product of AB. What is inner product of AB? Aij into Bij. So A11 into B11 plus A12 into B12 plus A13 into B13 plus A21 into this 20 plus 6 2s are 12 plus 49. So this is what the trace is, summation Aij Bij. So if you observe carefully, I am simply doing the dot product component wise. This is nothing but called as, many times called as dot product for matrices. You are simply doing the component wise multiplication, and this component wise multiplication is nothing but the trace of A into B transpose. Okay, so that's the good observation. That's why I wrote this way. And this product is called as a Frobenius product. So Frobenius was the one who gave this. So this is called as a Frobenius product. Okay, so many times you will observe that people will define inner product AB as either they will write trace of AB transpose, or they will say you take component wise multiplication. Component wise multiplication. Both are the same thing. Okay, so don't think, oh, these are different inner products. No, they are the same inner product. Good. So what do we got this? So this is 116. Okay, now what is norm of A? It is square root of inner product of A comma A. So we need to find inner product of A comma A. And what is norm of B? Which is nothing but square root of inner product of B comma B. So let's try to find these two quantities so that we will get the norm. So what is inner product of A comma A? It is Aij into Aij, which is Aij square. If you recall at the start, we proved for positivity. So it is nothing but summation of Aij square, means square of this. So 2 square plus 3 square plus 4 square plus 5 square plus 6 square plus 49. I am not doing that calculation. You can easily do. What is inner product of BB? 1 square plus 7 square plus 3 square plus 4 square plus 2 square plus 49. So now what is cos theta? It is inner product of AB, which is 116 upon, you will get some answer over here, you will get some answer over here. So put that value over here, norm of A. What is norm of A? Square root of inner product of AA into square root of inner product of BB. So in the comment section, the first homework for this lecture is you have to tell me what is the angle. What is the angle? Don't be lazy, do this calculation and tell me what is the angle between these two matrices. So we defined inner product on this matrices 2 by 3. And as I told you, this one, there is nothing special about 2 by 3. You can do the same thing for M cross N. Okay, so you are in the world of suppose M cross N matrices. You can define the same inner product. Okay, so you define inner product of AB as trace of AB transpose. And another way of writing this is you are doing dot product of matrices. Dot product of matrices. That means what? Not the normal, not the multiplication of matrices that you see. This is nothing but you are doing component wise multiplication. Component wise multiplication. So both the things are same. Many times many author also write this as trace of B transpose into A. Okay, but then that's also same. Trace will come out to be same. See, suppose if your A is 2 by 3 and B is also 2 by 3. So what will be the order of A into B transpose? It will be the 2 cross 2 matrix, because this is 3 by 2. So 2 cross 3 into 3 cross 2 is 2 cross 2. What will be the order of B transpose A? B transpose is 3 by 2. This is 2 by 3. So this will be a 3 cross 3 matrix. As a matrix they are different. But if you try to find the trace for both the matrix, it will come out to be same. If you don't trust me, you can do the calculation and try to see whether you are getting the same trace or not. So matrices are different, but the trace will come out to be same. Therefore, all these three definition gives you the same inner product on the world of matrices. Now some might say, why we are taking non-square matrices? What if I take square matrices? Not a problem. If your m is equal to n, not a problem. In that case also, this is a square matrix of same order. So for this is a square matrix. So the same thing works. So this is true even for the square matrices as well as the non-square matrices. And all these three gives you the same inner product. This is for the real numbers. When you go for the complex numbers, then it's like something you have a conjugate as well. Okay. So that's about the inner product on matrices. Okay, now someone may ask, why do we need transpose? Like for the non-square matrices, taking transpose is the obvious thing. Why? Because my A was 2 cross 3 and B is also 2 cross 3. So I can't take A into B, right? A into B does not make sense. So that's why I need to take A into B transpose, so that this is 2 cross 3, this is 3 cross 2. So then this multiplication makes sense, and then I get the diagonal matrix, then I get the square matrix, and then I can talk about the trace. So when we are having a non-square matrices, it's obvious that we need to take transpose. Simply taking the AB will not help me because the product does not make sense, matrix product. Okay, so that's why we need transpose. But then one can ask, okay, if I take square matrix and if I define inner product as trace of AB, now here AB makes sense because both are of order n cross n. So AB makes sense, trace also makes sense. So does this forms an inner product? Let's check it out. So let's try to check the properties, whether this forms an inner product or not. The first one is the linearity. So what is trace? Inner product of A plus B comma C, trace of A plus B into C. You are simply taking the product. By distributivity, C will come inside. But what is trace of X plus Y? It is trace of X plus trace of Y. So this is trace of AC plus trace of BC. What is this? Inner product AC, inner product BC. So good, linearity gets satisfied. What about scalar multiplication? What is lambda A into B? It is trace of lambda AB. Again lambda is a number, it comes outside. So lambda into trace AB, which is lambda into inner product of AB. And the last one, the symmetry. Inner product of AB is trace of AB, but trace of AB same as trace of BA. Again the property of a trace, which is nothing but inner product of BA. So you can see the three properties are getting satisfied. But what about positivity? Let's check it. Positivity fails. So what is trace of 1 minus 7 2 4? If I take this matrix, what is A into A? This is 1 minus 14 and this is minus 14 plus 16. This is something, this is something. So what is the trace? Minus 13 plus 2, which is the negative. So therefore inner product of A comma A is not greater equal 0. Therefore this is a function but is not an inner product because this property gets failed. Okay, so if it is not necessary that if 2-3 properties are satisfying, that means all the properties get satisfied. Okay, so this is the second homework question I'm giving it to you. The first one is you have to tell me the angle for the solved problem which we have done, and the second is you have to tell me the angle between these two square matrices 5, 6, 7, 8. Same, the inner product is a trace of AB transpose. So these are the two homework problems for you. Do give a shot, and if you have any doubt you can ask me in the comment section, and if you understood and you liked this lecture, then do not forget to like, share and subscribe. Thank you.